Hello, everyone. Good morning. My name is Sam, and I am a member of the SENDhelp app. I'm also a Trusted Voices member, so it's all very exciting. I'm going to be delivering some workshops for your children. It can also include for yourself as well, which is really, really, really exciting. So it'll be enabling for you and your children to both work together and help each other out. So I'm going to give you a little bit of background information about myself. I am a trained drama teacher, 13 years worth of experience in secondaries and primary schools. I am currently not teaching. I have come out of education to look after my children. I have a 7-year-old who is diagnosed with autism and ADHD and dyspraxia. He also has emetomophobia, which is the fear of vomit, severe anxiety, possible dyslexia, and dysgraphia. So we have quite a lot going on. I also have a 4-year-old who I thought was neurotypical. Turns out he's not. We are going to be starting the process of getting him diagnosed as well. I think he's ADHD as well as autism too. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. These workshops that I'm going to be delivering are going to really look at the basics to begin with. So when everyone thinks about drama, everyone goes, "Oh, I have no confidence. I don't want to be on the stage. I don't want to perform." That's okay. That is absolutely fine. I used to tell my children when they, my pupils, when they when they would start in September, like there is no pressure to perform. What I'm asking you to do is to complete the tasks, work with your group, and then if everybody in the group wants to perform, then you will. So there was never any pressure of performing. And it is going to be exactly the same for this as well. There is no pressure for your child to feel like they have to make a big performance in front of everybody if they don't want to. There is no pressure. I am going to be looking at the basics. So we're going to look at facial expressions. We are going to be looking at body language. We're going to be looking at tone of voice. And we're going to do all of this because neurodiverse children, especially those with autism, struggle with understanding social cues. Now, facial expressions, body language, tone of voice, even eye contact, they are the top 4, I would say, that neurodiverse children struggle with. Even ADHD children, they have big struggles with confidence and RSD, so feeling rejected by anything they do. And they put on this front and they don't really know how to act. They don't really know how to read a room. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. And it is so exciting that I'm going to be doing this. It means that I get to use my skills, which I have trained for. It means that I still get my input for a child, for them to understand how the body works, how the face works, how the tone of voice works. For the child themselves to actually get a little bit of confidence in themselves, as well as when they're out in social situations. So we are going to be looking at really basic things. Now, I've tested this with my 7-year-old. And if my 7-year-old can do it, anyone can do it. And it's really simple things as, do you think I've got a happy face or a sad face? Okay, so they're really simple, basic things. Now, my son can actually tell the difference between a happy face and a sad face. If I change it up and I say to him, "I'm angry," and he says to me, "No, you're not." "Well, actually, I am angry." "But you're not, mummy, you're not making that angry face." And this is exactly why we need to teach neurodiverse children that even a simple facial expression can mean many, many, many different things. Now, with tone of voice, it's exactly the same. It could be somebody shouting would indicate that they're angry. But what happens if they just slow it down a little? Can you see how different that is from someone really shouting, I'm very angry with you? Neurodiverse children don't pick up on these cues. They don't pick up that somebody's angry. They automatically think angry means shouting. Okay, so I'm going to be working and doing some things like that, even with body language. Okay, we can tell when somebody's angry and somebody's annoyed because normally they've clenched fists and their face is like this and their shoulders are up. But if you're angry, you might have your eyebrows down a little, but your tone of voice is very low, but you can't see much that's going on in the body. Very small social cues, okay? So I'm going to be helping with those types of things. Now, for any of you who goes, oh, but we'll be able to pick up on those. Not all the time. Not all the time, which is why I want to do some workshops based upon those things. I'd like to get your children involved. I would absolutely love for like things like live sessions where we can go through those types of things and gain some confidence in a child being able to read somebody else's body language, somebody else's facial expressions, and think that they are that emotion. There are other things as well. If your child loves drama, now ADHD children normally like drama because they like the people watching them, that aspect of it. Autistic children will struggle with that, okay? So what I would like to do is I would like to build the confidence slowly. Doesn't always happen overnight. It can take a while. And even if your child is younger or older, it does not matter, okay? Because this is for everybody. Drama, I used to hate it when first lesson with any student, and I would say, right, what does drama involve? And everyone would go, oh, performing. I don't want to do that. I don't like that. I don't have any confidence. Okay. These skills, these basic skills that we have, these facial expressions, this body language, this tone of voice, the eye contact that we give to people, this is so, so important for your child for the rest of their life. Let me just let that sink in for a second. Rest of their life. Drama gives you skills that you take forward in your job, that you take forward in friendships, that you take forward in relationships, that you take forward with your parents, with your own children. So when your children are all grown up and you become a grandparent, drama will carry you forward for the rest of your life. Public speaking skills is the first one. It gives you those. The confidence to speak in front of other people. What would happen if your child was to go and get a job in McDonald's and then be like, oh, I don't want to talk to any customers? But actually, those skills that you learn in drama are the skills that's going to help you. Now, there's nothing wrong with having a job in McDonald's at all. I'd love it. I love McDonald's food. But this is what I'm trying to tell people about drama. The skills that you get carry you for the rest of your life. If you want to become a police person, if you want to become a doctor or a nurse, if you want to become a mechanic, if you want to work in a call center, if you want to be an actor, if you want to be a pilot or an air hostess, all of these jobs that we feel sometimes are out of reach for our neurodiverse children will not be when they have got all the skills that they need, in particular from drama. Now, I'm not going to sit here and preach and say, like, by week 2, week 3, your child is going to have the biggest confidence ever. Okay? It takes time. And it takes dedication from your child, but also yourself as a parent. It's something really simple. I know when like my son still can't read properly. He's 7 and he still struggles with reading. So when we were doing like the phonics at home, I'd take the card and he'd say the sound, okay? And it would be repeating. And we do that mainly like after dinner or at bath. I now get him to try and read emails or read text messages so he can actually read those things. That happens all the time. And I say to my child, what do you think do you think I'm happy? Do you think I'm sad? Do you think I'm annoyed? Do you think I'm angry? Talking about emotions, because his emotional regulation is not there. Okay, so I constantly have to talk about the emotions. But I always say, also do it with my face. What about if mummy does this? What about if mummy does this? Okay. And it's like, I've got my arms crossed and that means something normally, but actually my face is telling a different story. These are the types of things that I'd like for you to work on with your children. Maybe ask them, do you know what this is? Do you know what the emotion this is? Could you match this emotion with the face that I'm making, or with the body language that I'm using, and the tone of voice? Think about how you say things to your children. Think about how you say a line. For example, what would you like for dinner tonight? Now that's more questioning rather than saying, what do you want for dinner tonight? It's like you don't really care. Our neurodiverse children will pick up on these things, especially kids with ADHD. They will pick up on these things and they will think, oh, I didn't like the way that person said that. Maybe they're annoyed at me. Maybe they're angry at me. Well, if I've done that, maybe I've done something wrong. And then they will go into the RSD, the rejection, and they will think that they're a terrible person. So I want to avoid all of that. I would love for, in, I don't know, 6, 8, 10 weeks for one person to say to me, Sam, I've learned something. That makes my heart so happy that they can actually do those things and they can feel like that they've achieved something. This is what I'd really like. I'd absolutely love for everyone to be on board with this. Okay, so it's not just about the children. Think about you as a parent and how you parent your child, how you say things to your children, how they interpret that. Because for the rest of their lives, they're going to be interpreting everything in a very, very, very different way. The more we can do now as they're smaller, even if they're like teenagers, the more we can do now as they're younger, we can actually give them the confidence to make sure that they're going to be okay when they're older. Another thing I love, people watching. Oh my God, so fascinating, so fascinating. I would, if I didn't have my children, and I have done this many times, sit with a coffee. Well, I don't drink coffee, but like, sit with a hot chocolate or something, and just people watch and see what they do and how they behave. And maybe if they're annoyed at someone, well, what is it that they're doing? And that gives more reason for us to have different conversations with our children. It is absolutely fascinating, the world, watching the world go by and seeing how you interpret things. Now think about how your children would interpret things, especially There, I've said it. The school word. If your child's out of school because they're anxious, because they are emotionally dysregulated, they are in burnout, they have anxiety about school, these things, these skills you can give to your child will help build the confidence back up. I'm not saying that all schools are perfect, because we know they're not. I've worked in many schools myself knowing that they're not perfect. But if we can give your child the confidence, then that would be the best thing ever. Yes, they're out of school, but actually look at what they're gaining and look at what they can use in the future. That would be amazing. Now, the workshops that I'm going to be delivering are going to be small, because I know, I'm pretty sure I've got ADHD. My attention span, gone. Yeah. So I don't want these to be a really long session for your child to sit there. And as well, talking about emotions and things, it is so draining. So I'm going to be doing some small, short workshops. Okay, so we're going to look at things like, obviously, your facial expressions, your body language and other things. Now, if your child has an interest in drama or an interest in writing, for example, I can help with script writing. I can help with learning lines. I can help with accents. I love a good old accent, me. It's my favourite thing to do. Just turn everything into a game with a different accent. Now, I can teach how to do an accent. I can teach these things. Okay, so I will be able to help with lots and lots and lots of different things. It's not a traditional, let's all sit down and, let's write things. It's not that. I don't like that. When everyone used to step into my classroom, they'd be like, it's chaos because there's no desks. I don't want that. I don't want a child to come into a drama lesson to sit at a desk and learn about something. I want them to do it practically, because that's how they learn. So this is going to be doing it practically. If you would love for your child to learn anything, let it be this, let it be life skills, let it be confidence, let it be building them up bit by bit, so that eventually they come out this beautiful, happy person who understands the world around them and what people are doing and how people act. And that is the most important thing, and that is why it is so key that these workshops happen. Now, I'm more than happy if you would like for your child to do a one-to-one thing where they want to come and they want to say to me, right, Sam, can we, my child really wants to work on this. Yeah, great, fine. I'm happy, more than happy. But group work, obviously getting them to work as a team, because, when they're older in jobs, they'll have to work in teams. Teamwork, resilience, building those things all comes from drama. It all comes, fingers crossed, from me. I will help you, and I will help your child to become the best version of them that they can possibly be. Well, that's a big statement. I've got to live up to it now, haven't I? But I will do that. You will see that I'm not your traditional sit down, you need to do this, you need to do that. I am fun. I'm approachable. I make things light-hearted, because no one's going to learn anything if they're being told to do something they don't want to do. So, now I've done my big spiel about what it is that I'd really like to do and how I'm quite excited by this. Maybe you can tell by the way that I've, my gestures, you see, they're all becoming a bit more amplified. Please, please, please keep an eye out for things that are going to be happening. It's going to go on the SENDhelp app. It will go out in small, short bursts on social media. If you would like for your child to join, please, please, please get in contact with Nate, who is amazing, and so passionate. And this is what we like. We like passion. We love passion. You can tell I'm quite passionate about my subject in particular, and helping children, especially our neurodiverse children. They are the most important people in this right now. Our neurodiverse children need to feel the confidence, need to feel love, need to feel safe, need to feel happy, need to feel that they belong. And I will do my absolute utmost to do that for you. So, what are you waiting for?